In today's video, we are going to look at stock market investing for beginners. This is specifically how to invest as a step-by-step tutorial. Hi everyone, my name is Helen. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to do stock market for beginners. This is specifically how to invest as a step-by-step tutorial. So before you start looking into how to invest, the first thing you need to know is what is a stock? A stock is fractional ownership or partial ownership of a company. So if there's a publicly traded company available to purchase on the stock market, when you buy a stock, you are buying partial ownership of that company. That's the best way to think about it, and that helps you kind of determine whether or not you want to buy a stock. The question that is likely to arise when you are looking in stock market investing is it a gamble? Well, when it comes to the stock market, it's not really a gamble because unlike gambling where you have limited or no control, you have a certain amount of control when it comes to stock market investing. It is an investment in a company. So yes, there are risks and you can lose money in the stock market. And in fact, you likely will at times see that stock market returns are down. That happens during recessions. That happens when a company has some kind of problems. However, it's not a gamble because you can, to a certain degree, determine if over the long term that stock or that company is likely to do well. So the amount of gambling is very low when it comes to stock market investing. It is not something where you are just throwing money out and hoping that you get something back. Rather, it is something that you can take the time and research to find out whether or not it is worth putting your money into. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind when it comes to stock market investing is that you do need to do the research. When you buy a stock, you need to find out the history of that company, what are their past returns and performance in the stock market, how much history is available to look at, as well as what is their product, what are their services, what is their current profitability, and what do they expect going forward in the future. As a rule, you want to opt for stocks where there is a relatively high level of long-term sustainability for that company or for that product. So if you can see that the product that the company is selling, let's say it's coffee. If you can see that in the future, yes, coffee is likely to do well as a product, well, then you might want to look into whether or not that particular coffee company has a long-term plan. What are their futures? What are their products and services? How many customers do they have and how much profit do they make? And you also want to look at their past performance on the stock market. Now, if you're looking at products or companies that sell a product that you do not believe will be sustainable long term, let's say it's something that's a little bit outdated or it's parts for a product that is going out of style that you do not expect will do well in the future. Let's say old TVs or maybe old microwaves where the technology has improved and those parts are no longer necessary. Well, in that case, you probably don't want to invest in that stock unless they start making changes for future sustainability. Now, the one thing you have to keep in mind when it comes to looking at a company is that just because the past performance is good, that does not mean that the future performance will also be good. You have to look into what is the current product, what are the current profits, and how is the company doing right now, as well as how you expect them to do in the future. So there's a lot that you need to research into individual stocks. As a rule, for a beginner in investing in stocks, I would recommend that if you feel that a stock is too risky, if you feel that because of past performance, it's very volatile, or maybe you're looking at the stock and you're thinking, I'm not sure about the product or services that that company provides, then you should not invest in that particular stock. You should always consider that if it's a high risk stock and you have a low risk tolerance, that's not a great investment for you. Now, as a beginner, your risk tolerance might be pretty low at this particular point because you don't know what you're doing just yet. But as you gain experience and you feel a little bit more comfortable, a stock that you considered in the past that you thought was risky, you might consider revisiting it in the future. But as a rule, if you feel it's too risky, don't invest in that stock. There's other options that are far less risky, and you can find ways to invest in the stock market without feeling like you're taking a high risk. Now, because I've just said that, you need to keep in mind there are options that are lower risk. So then what are your options to invest? Well, in this particular topic, in stock market investing, you have three primary options. Of course, you can invest in individual stocks. That is considered the riskiest option. That's because individual stocks are risky on the basis of a single stock. You only have one company. However, you have two more options. You can also invest in index funds, which are basically total market or a specific sector of the whatever stock market you're investing in. For example, in the United States, you might use the S&P 500. That is the top 500 stocks in the United States. Or maybe you'll consider an index fund for a specific sector, such as consumer staples or energy. And those are just overall for that sector. Now, if you feel like that's a little bit too boring, or you want something a little bit more active rather than passive, then you might consider mutual funds. A mutual fund is managed by a banking company, so maybe a team on that company, or maybe it's got the whole part of the bank, it's just their mutual funds. When you buy a mutual fund, it is managed by someone. So they might make trades and changes over time based on different conditions in the market, or maybe to revalue everything so that anything that's gone up, now you've got a different level of percentages for each company. So they might readjust that to be a certain balance. But you have that option as well. The thing that you have to keep in mind with mutual funds when compared to index funds is that typically mutual funds will have slightly higher fees. But they do give you a little bit more options as far as choosing specific types of stocks that you want to invest in, or maybe finding something that you don't want to invest in, but you want to have investments in other fields. For example, if you don't want to invest in specific types of companies, so the S&P 500 index might contain those companies, you can consider a mutual fund that has similar investments as the S&P 500, but leaves out those couple of companies. If you found value in this video and you liked it, please do subscribe and let me know that you subscribed in the comments, and I will reply back to you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.